Hi there, it's Carrie from Stamp with CT. With me in the craft room tonight is Dale, the crafty husband,
Howdy.
and Oliver, the crafty pup, got a new wishbone today. It is a bacon flavored wishbone, so he has abandoned us, y'all. He's in the kitchen with his wishbone, as he should be. Okay, so we're here for November 2024 stamp class. We're super excited to be here with you. This is the last stamp class of 2024 for us because December's would have fallen very close to Christmas. So we made the executive decision. One day, Cheryl and I were doing some planning, and we just decided, you know what? We're going to spend time with our families. We're going to let the crafters spend time with their families. So this is the last hurrah of 2024. We still have a bingo, which is on the 30th of November. There are still spots open if you would like to register for that. We would love to have you join us. If you go to the events section of my Stamp with CT business page on Facebook, you can find the information there. I'll be glad to send it to you by email or text message if you need it. And then we will have finally Friday on December the 6th. And we do that at 5 p.m. Central Time over on Stamp with CT Facebook page. And that's just a free online class. We're going to be making tags in December. So we would love to have you join us for those things. And then we will see you again and really hit the ground running in January. But for now, we are using the absolutely stunning suite of products called, you remember? Season of
Season of
Elegance.
Elegance.
It's so beautiful. The paper is just fabulous. We are using pretty much all of the patterns of the paper with the exception of one. And I used it on Wednesday's Facebook Live. I'll show you those cards in just a minute. Wanted to make sure it got its time to shine. But it's beautiful products. And so it makes it super easy to make beautiful projects. Here is all of the projects that Stampin' Up! Artists made for us. And this is in the mini catalog page
24.
24. And then I want to point out, we did not do this in class, but I thought this was really cool how they ran the ribbon through on these dies. And so it does make a tag or even an ornament. That would be a pretty ornament. And then when we flip it over, you see all the components to the suite. And this is a double stamp die bundle in this suite. And we'll go ahead and show you those products now. Let's start with the embellishments. They're fabulous. They are gold textured embellishments. So pretty. Come in 3 different sizes. So that's handy to have lots of options for your embellishments. We do have some beautiful cherry cobbler and gold ribbon. I want to say, Dee, when you said it's maybe 1/4 of an inch,
Yes.
it probably says on here, it's just too small for my eyes to see it, but really beautiful ribbon. Love the cherry cobbler and gold combo.
Okay.
And then we also are pulling in some gold twisted thread. I did use this on Facebook Live Wednesday. It is so pretty. And I believe it's an online exclusive. You can find it in my online store at stampwithct.stampinup.net. Now, we've got 2 stamp die bundles. This first one has your greetings and sentiments. It is awesome. We really love this set. We've used it quite a bit, and it's got sub-sentiments so that you are able to kind of build your own greeting, whatever you want your card to say. And then it does have dies that coordinate with the stamp set. But this is a great die set, and I really feel like you could just purchase it if you already have lots of Christmassy sentiments and you really have enough stamps in your collection. This is a really nice die set to kind of perk up a stamp set you already have. There's a couple of dies on this set that we want to point out. Which
No,
one? Yeah.
the Christmas word
Yeah, so
and the
you've got the
background
Christmas
stamp.
and the background, the backing of it.
Not stamp.
No, it's a die. We've had a long day, y'all. We record this ahead of time because, we do this class not only to post on Facebook and YouTube. It's a free online class, basically. Sometimes people go ahead and register for it. They get the kit for it. They make the projects right along with us or using the replay of the video. But not everyone is able to come to the in-person class. So we like to make this video ahead of time and have it ready to go. Well, guess what? This is take two. So you're going to see us getting a little bit ingenious because we've already done one of these projects in its entirety, only to find that our Zoom, I think it's the computer, isn't it?
Well, we had a new one coming.
Yeah, our Zoom locked up and quit recording. We like to do it on Zoom just because it gives us a chance to pause. But anyway, we've already made one of these projects and we're hoping that
Yeah.
this works this time. We have a new computer. It is on the way. It's coming finally. We like to keep our computers a good long time. Best we can figure, this one's about 8 years old.
No, I would say yes.
8-ish
8-ish.
years old. So it has served its time. But anyway, you'll see these dies in action. Then I'm gonna let you go ahead, Dale, and tell about that other stamp and die bundle.
This one has the trees, and they have a lot of detail work in them.
It's just built into the stamps, isn't
Yes,
it?
and
So pretty.
this is one of your favorite red rubbers,
Yes, it really is.
and this is not it's not the
Distinctive?
but
No, it's not.
it's got enough detail built into it that it gives you a lot. I think it gives you a lot.
Yes, it does. It makes beautiful projects. And what I love about this, you just ink it up, stamp it down, and go.
And then
There's not a lot of lining of, different layers and that type thing. I love those type of stamps.
and so the trees match it.
Mm-hmm. They cut out the
You
line.
also have, let's go to this other page over here. You have this snowy scene,
Mm-hmm.
and you have these other trees that are not matched up with it.
They're standalone though. So again, this is a nice set that you don't necessarily have to purchase the stamps as well if you just want to cut the trees out. And they're amazing.
And it has this bow.
Yes, we didn't even talk about that the first time. Maybe that's why
Star
we're
and a bow,
redoing
yeah.
this. Yes, so this is really cool. We're going to be doing the bow as well. I have to admit, when I first saw the pieces to the bow, I was like, what the heck am I supposed to do with this? But it was a fun challenge. You even struggled with it a tiny bit, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
And Dale's much better at that type thing than I am, those 3D items. But you're going to love the little bow and the trees cut out as well. Okay, you so tired?
I'm tired, yeah. But we're gonna push through.
We've got to have some fun.
Yes.
So these are the projects that I made on Facebook Live, and this is the piece of designer series paper we're not featuring in class tonight. It's stunning, but
These are the two of the standalone cutouts, guys.
they
The
are.
trees.
They are.
And
The
this
die
one is
cut pieces.
this is the die cut pieces, and this is where the trees are stamped on, and you can see the added detail on it.
Yes, I love it. So this is a piece of designer series paper that's just lovely. Also has the gold foiling, such a beautiful accent, but we just didn't invite it to this party. So I wanted to be sure you saw those. And we're going to make some really pretty cards for you today. What?
Go ahead and open that one up.
Cool. Which one?
This one.
Oh, go ahead and open it. It's a gift card holder, and it's a fun fold.
Okay.
So if you missed Facebook Live on Wednesday, you can always go over to Stamp with CT and find that.
Okay.
All right. So we are ready to start our first project. And after looking at all that beautiful DSP, we're not using it. Not for the first one. So we have two lovely projects to share with you, samples, because like we said, we've already done one. But this is a really cool technique that Dale's going to show you. We're still going to show you how to do it. You're just not going to see us put the card together. But anyway, it was inspired when we did some swaps with other demonstrators, card swap way back in August, when this was a pre-order for demonstrators before the catalog was released to customers. So Dale had the idea to use the amazing embossing folder. And do we still have it over there, Dee, or did we put it away?
No, it's here.
And I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head, but I know it's
Painted trees.
Painted Trees.
Uh-huh.
You're going to paint the trees. That's what's so awesome.
No, I'm going to ink the trees.
You're going to ink the trees. Okay.
I've already messed this up on the previous videotape.
So this is a really, really pretty embossing folder. It is stunning, just embossed. You don't have to take it any further than that. But of course, we're going to go ahead and take it to the next level. So we've already embossed a piece of the basic white cardstock. And I think on this one, we used a piece of the thick basic white. You got it in an angle where it'll kind of pick up that embossing, D,
I think you can see it you
in
can
that
see the
area.
tree emboss.
Very pretty, just like that. But Dale's going to show you how to make it look like the greenery of the tree is kind of popping through the snow. That's what we were going for.
Yeah, let us know
If we hit the mark. So we are using shaded spruce. That is not a color that's in this suite, but it is an amazing color at Christmas time. I love using shaded spruce
stamp a
in the
little
winter.
ink on that block. I'm going to take our water painters.
Okay.
There's 3 different sizes. The fine tip,
Mm-hmm.
the medium tip.
Okay. That's the one you're going to use,
That's what I'm
right?
going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and set it down here.
Okay.
And then the flat brush.
That broad tip on it, you can cover some real estate with that.
Absolutely.
We don't need to do that tonight though, because we are doing a little bit of detail work with this.
Yes.
And it's not hard. Anyone can do this, wouldn't you say?
I think absolutely anyone can do this.
Anyone can do this. It's not hard. You want to take your time. You want to be patient. Dale's got a couple of tips for you. Make sure, first of all, that your brush has been saturated with water. And he's,
I got,
you got ink on
yeah,
yourself
I got
here.
it. Yeah.
Can you use that on the chamois? Now your fingers are going to be green. Lovely shaded spruce
Oh yeah,
fingers.
absolutely.
That's
All
very
right.
Grinch-like, you know.
Oh, absolutely. All right. So what I'm
So
gonna
he's
do,
dropped a couple drops of water in there, right?
I'm gonna drop, no, I hadn't dropped any
Oh,
water.
okay.
Uh, drop some water on the
And we love using the acrylic blocks as our
palette,
palette.
and then just mix a little of the paint in here. And then I'm gonna turn it sideways here because I'm using the side of the brush to glaze over the top of the embossed area. And I don't want to lay it down so much that I get it on the paper, the background paper. And in person, you can see where the embossing folder push the paper out.
Mm-hmm.
And so all I'm trying to do is come in here. Now I'm just using the side of the brush. That's what I want you to see.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna go through. And now as I work on it, I'm just gonna take a little bit of the paint.
Ink.
All right.
It's called painted trees, though, not ink trees.
Right. And then I'm just going to kind of dab some color in, and I'm just going to try to get the paint across the tops of the embossed areas. And I'm not trying to get it down into the bottom of it and onto the flat paper. And as you're doing this, you'll see that um, the the ink has different shades to it. And that's part of what gives you the detail look on this and gives
That's
you
what we want.
that contrast that
It's not about being perfect, is it?
no, it's not. And so just
If you don't have water painters, then grab a paintbrush, grab a Q-tip. If you don't have shaded spruce ink, then
tell
what
them
you
what
can
Debbie
do
did.
is what Debbie did. So Debbie is a fairly new stamper in our, no, she's not a new stamper. She's a stamper that's new to our group, newer. She's been around for a while now. She does the most beautiful work. And she brought a card to show us one day with this embossing folder. She had taken Versamark ink and put over the embossed area of the paper. Then she put embossing powder on. And if I remember correctly, it was the white embossing powder. Heat set that so it looked like a beautiful, shiny, snowy scene. So if you do not have shaded spruce ink, be like Debbie, because Debbie's awesome.
Find something.
Yes.
The
Be
important
creative.
part of what you always said is you just want to inspire people to do
Mm-hmm.
something and to
Pull things out.
and just
Because you may very well have a water painter, or in the past it was called something else.
yeah, I can't remember what it was called. That it was just a water brush is what it
Mm-hmm.
was.
So you may have the older style, works just fine. We still
And
have a few of
and
those.
if you have acrylic paint brushes, you can do
Mm-hmm.
this with those. You can do this with, you don't have to have
No.
this.
I think you can do it with a Q-tip too, actually. It may take a little bit more practice, a little bit more patience, but you can do it. So you get the gist of this technique, which is what we wanted to show you. We thought it was just so cool. And then what Dale did was go ahead and stamp the sentiment up in that corner, just added some of the iridescent rhinestones, and it's just a very simple card, very simple stamps, ink, and paper, and a couple embellishments because you got to have something shiny, right?
Yes,
So that's how easy it is to make these beautiful cards. Love it.
I'm gonna tell the part again. Only go to about 75 or 80% of what you want done and then
Okay.
stop,
Okay. Let it dry.
let it dry. It's going to dry a little bit lighter than it was when it was wet.
Okay.
And then if you want to go back in and add some finishing touches, that would be the
You can go back and
go
add
back
color. It's
in, but
harder to take it away, but you can
it,
always add.
try to keep yourself edited a little bit.
Okay.
And then I think you'll love this technique and it
Really
gives you
pretty.
really pretty.
Show them the tip of your water painter. Is it shaded spruce?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Is it ruined?
Not at all.
Not at all. This is very much like when you use a photopolymer stamp and they get stained. It just means that you love your water painters and you're using your water painters. So we're actually going to just bring over our chamois, and Dale can
I'm gonna
press gently and run some water through and really kind of clean that brush. It's still going to be stained a little bit, but that's okay.
and it's going to take a lot of the color out of it.
Mm-hmm. You just want to rinse out your brush when you're done. We don't even take the water out of our water painters. We put them back in their holder, keep the set together, stand them up so they don't leak. That's all we do. You could take it to the sink and wash it a bit if you wanted to. If you're going to use any type of detergent, I would only use Dawn and make sure you rinse it thoroughly, but you really don't have to do that. I'm going to get this out of the way too, Dale, and clean the sink off of this block.
Okay.
And we'll get these things out of the way. And then you want to see if it's going to let us pause. And
Sure.
if it is, then we'll be back in a minute with card number 2. Well, we're back with card number 2. And in real life, there was a bit of a pause because just as Dale was about to hit record again, the train came through and he blew the whistle 4 or 5 times.
Yes.
Sorry you missed that, guys. Sorry. Okay, show him the project, D.
Oh, here we go.
Pretty simple, huh?
Well, it's pretty stunning.
It's pretty stunning. Yes, it's beautiful. So this is our pretty peacock project. And what I love about this is we're pulling in the gold foil sheets. Great opportunity to add something else to your cart if you're shopping over at stampwithct.stampinup.net. The gold foil sheets, of course, pair perfectly with this because you've got the gold element already on the designer series paper. So that gold piece is 3.25 by 4.25, and then your designer series paper is cut 3 by 4. If you know me, you know I absolutely love cutting a piece of DSP in that size because how many do you get out of a piece of 12 by 12? You do. So you can actually make 24 cards like this with just 2 pieces of DSP and some gold foil sheets. So
Okay.
I love it.
And the gold embellishments.
They're going to go great with it, huh? They
Yep.
do.
All right, I'm gonna put that up out of the way.
Okay, so I've got our components here for this project. Pretty peacock card base. And I think I've got the bone folder over here, don't I, D?
Yes, you do.
Now, in your packet, you're going to find that you've got a skinny little strip.
Okay.
And be careful because sometimes you're going to have small pieces in your packet. Probably know that.
And
So I ended up with some skinny strips and I thought that's a happy accident. Yes.
and your sentiment piece is pretty small.
It is.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and glue that on, Dee, onto the piece of white.
Okay,
Going to get organized, huh? Those are DSP.
right here.
There we go.
Okay,
And when I do that, I typically bring it up a little bit from the bottom.
okay. Let me put this up here so that they can see
There
it.
you go.
And let me reposition myself. I'm gonna put some glue on this. And I'm just gonna go for it.
Okay. So bringing that beautiful paper from the outside to the inside of the card and using up a scrap while we're at it. And on my original project, let me show you. I just left it blank, but we found another skinny strip, didn't we?
Let's go for it.
Okay. I just really think that adds something. And you can put that at the top or the bottom of your card. I like to usually put it at the bottom. I do leave a tiny bit of the white showing. I don't.
Oh, you're cutting down on writing room when we do that.
Why?
Because we just lost that much paper that we could write on.
No. That's just what I like to do. I think it looks really pretty. A couple years ago, I saw a demonstrator do that, and I like that look. You
Okay.
can bring it all the way down if you want to. Okay, so we've got our inside panel ready to go, ready to glue.
All right. Not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, 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 boom. A little in the middle.
So this is a really quick and easy way to make some Christmas cards. Of course, you can always use this type of layout on any type of card for any occasion. Any designer series paper that you have. Most
Okay.
any designer series paper, right?
Absolutely. Okay.
And then you do want to be careful when you add the designer series paper to the foil sheet
Okay.
because it's going to be a little slick.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
So it's going to,
So when I press on it, it's going to slide around
yes.
like a
So
lot.
really edit yourself when you add the glue. And you're going to need to give it a little extra drying time. So we'll glue this together.
Okay.
Boy, that shine factor with the lighting up above, that's
I'm
awesome,
sorry
isn't
about that. Yeah. For those of you who got blinded.
it? So once you get that where you want it, now the good thing is it moves and shifts into place really well, but you just don't want extra glue on the foil sheet because you're done once that happens. It dulls it and it's just not pretty. So don't overdo it, Dee.
All
Get it
right.
where you want it, set it aside, let it dry.
Okay.
And let's
Let's
go
do
ahead
this.
and do some stamping.
All
We've
right.
got pretty peacock ink over there.
Yeah, I need a piercing mat.
Seen that. Where did we put it? Here it is.
There's no telling. We put it someplace.
And this is another one of the die cuts, or one of the die sets, and I've used it quite a bit. It's fairly small, but it's a really pretty little die with that intricate detail on the edges. We're going to use the larger size of that as well. Can you read what that says?
It says peace and joy.
Yes. And I know it's a small sentiment, but I have used it several times, and I think it's just a really pretty sentiment for this card.
Hopefully we're not too crooked.
Hopefully we're not crooked at all. We want it perfect. It's not perfect, it's handmade, right?
Exactly.
I'll let you put that other block that I cleaned the ink off of over there, Dee. And we can go ahead and put some dimensionals on that. Now, are you thinking we'll glue that down, or do you want to use dimensionals like we did on our original project?
I think I'm going to use
Dimensionals?
dimensionals.
Okay.
I'm double dimensioning this.
Double dimensioning?
So be sure you sneak it in on the postal people.
You got to watch it with them.
Yeah.
Because they want you to pay extra.
They want you to pay extra when it's over, what is it, a little more than a quarter of an inch thick. And so these
You've got to
dimensionals.
take your pick over there. Want to use it?
Yeah, I do want to use it. Thanks for reminding me.
Sure. You're the one that taught me that.
And you know I don't have any fingernails, so.
Okay, now before you put that down on this beautiful paper, you've got a decision to make. How are you going to position this?
Ooh,
I know.
I don't
I
know.
know.
You want to do it on the bottom?
Totally up to you.
I think there's a lot less gold up
Gold
in
right
this,
there.
so we'll just,
So that's how we decided where to place our sentiment, was just let the paper kind of dictate that, where there was a little space where there wasn't as much of the foiling. I think it looks pretty anywhere on the card.
okay. And then,
And when you cut designer series paper like this, that's not uniform all the way across, you get a little bit different look. So even if you're creating, mass producing, duplicating the same layout, you're still going to have each card be a little bit
we'll take
unique, right?
3 of these medium. Yes. Yes, I do think you get a unique look out of each card. And they're all cut to the same dimension.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Those embellishments are really pretty. We decided to pop up that layer onto the card base as well. Is that what
Oh,
you're thinking?
absolutely.
Okay.
I think the postal system's going to make it nice and flat anyway.
They do attempt that for us, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Did you put it in the middle?
Nope.
Why not?
All right.
We don't want it to sag. I would just put a couple.
Okay. No saggy middles.
No, no saggy bottoms. Remember, that's what Mary Berry said on the British Bake Show.
All right. No.
No saggy bottoms. We don't, soggy bottoms. We don't want saggy bottoms either. We love that British Bake Show, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Or she's not on there anymore, but I
No.
still like it.
Neat show.
Okay, you were going to show us a special trick, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
We learned this from a demonstrator from Germany. Once you have your dimensionals on,
Put just a dot of
just a
glue
tiny bit of glue.
in each one of them. And what that gives you a chance to do is it gives you a chance to move it once you've placed it. So
It's the best of both worlds. You still get the dimension, but you get the wiggle room of the glue.
liquid glue.
Mm-hmm. We thought that was genius. Can I remember who taught me that? No. So thank you to the wonderful German demonstrator that taught me
it was
that.
a mother-daughter
It
combination.
was. You're right. They were amazing.
And there we go.
Oh my goodness. Is that not just so stunning, Dee? So pretty. And we're just letting the paper do all the work. We've even decorated the inside a bit. So, so pretty. You like it?
Yeah, I do. It's a shame they're not going to get to see all of them because they're all going to have the
A little bit
unique
different
look.
look to them. Yeah. Okay. Let's work on project number 3 next. Now we're stepping things up a bit, aren't we?
Oh, yes.
I think this is my favorite project for this class.
It
It turned out so pretty.
is pretty.
All right. We're using that beautiful Merry Christmas or Christmas die that we told you about, that you're able to back it. You can do so many different colors.
Yes, yes.
Be beautiful cut out of gold.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my goodness, that would be stunning. So we're using a couple of the pieces of designer series paper. I also pulled in the plaid embossing folder over that piece of designer series paper. So don't forget that you can emboss your DSP as well. Thought it turned out pretty.
This turned out very pretty.
You want to show them how to do it?
Absolutely.
Okay,
All right.
we'll bring all the pieces in, and there's a lot of pieces.
Okay.
So I think what we'll do, Dale, is get organized first.
Okay.
We've got a thick basic white card base.
Okay.
And it's just our standard card base. I'll go ahead and burnish that.
Okay.
And then go ahead and pull out, there's a piece of old olive cardstock under there.
Okay.
And you may wonder, well, where does that go? We're using that as a base to build on because we're going to wrap the ribbon around.
Okay.
And the way that I did that, that was just the easiest thing for me. The other thing is we've got a square of the Cherry Cobbler Designer Series paper, and it is 4x4. And then the piece that I embossed for you is 4 by about an inch and a half, inch and a quarter, inch and a half.
There's a lot of gold in that one.
It's a lot of gold, isn't it? So again, you've got decisions to make. It's all about where you want to position things.
That's,
And what you may want to do is what Dale's doing. Lay everything out, see what you think. Make sure that your tree is really going to pop because you don't want it to get too lost in the background.
yeah, I thought about having it with the behind the gold, but I think you're right. If I turn it like this, then it kind of,
You have some decisions to make. And it's all about what looks good to you,
okay,
what's pleasing to your eye.
let's roll it this way. Okay.
I love that you're trying things out and
All right.
whichever one you want to do.
And then, yep.
So I went ahead and put the cherry cobbler piece down first and
Okay.
then put the embossed piece of DSP over it
All right.
and just made sure to line it up to the edge. You may find that your embossed piece is a tiny bit too long, actually too wide,
What?
too wide. Did that on purpose. Reason being, when you emboss, it takes up a little bit of the cardstock or DSP. So a lot of times I'll cut it a little bit long so that I don't end up with it too short. I can always trim it off. Just take your snips, trim it off if you need to. But too short is never a good thing.
Oh, I'll move that.
Put it on the table.
Okay.
That's what I do is stand it up
Oh,
and then I make sure it's all squared away.
okay.
We do things differently, don't we?
Yes, we do.
You said that a little bit too enthusiastically. Yours long?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're just going to trim it off though. It's going to be fine.
All
And
right.
again, that was done intentionally because I don't want to have too little.
Okay.
Well, we're going to glue it first, right?
Okay. Yep. I'm sorry. Now that we got a little embossing going on, I'm gonna use a different glue pattern, but I'm gonna try not to
Yes,
get it all over my fingers.
more glue than normal. And so this is the stage once Dale gets that on and trimmed where we're going to put our ribbon on too.
Try that trick again.
Okay.
One you just showed me. Get that to go down to
I'm
the
so
edge.
excited that I taught you a trick.
Okay.
Usually I'm the one that's learning from Dale.
Trying to get it to hold into place and
Mm-hmm.
okay.
And if you want to skip the green layer, if you don't want to put any ribbon there, or if you want to just put like a piece of cardstock or something, then you don't have to use
Okay. Just
the.
trim all this off.
Okay, you did it differently than what I was talking about.
What was it? What was I supposed to do?
I meant if it was too long, like up and down. If it was too long up and down.
Oh,
I didn't butt the pieces together. I overlapped it and brought it all the way to the edge.
okay.
But that works. Either way, it's fine. That's just intuitively what you wanted to do. And so it works just fine. I meant this way,
Okay.
top and bottom.
All right. The top and
It
bottom's
worked, didn't it?
yeah, it works. The top and bottom's real close.
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay. Now it's time to put some ribbon on it, right?
It is. Don't forget this step if you want to add the ribbon.
How about some tape?
Yeah, we're going to use
The cheater method.
we're going to use the cheater method. I learned this a long time ago. And this way you can help conserve some ribbon. And yes, you can use some glue dots. You can use some Stampin' Seal Plus. You could probably even use some liquid glue. I don't put it on the... you're cracking me up.
Wow. Okay.
I just run the ribbon across and then tape it down. That works too. It's part of about how it is in class. We do things differently. And we don't always come out with the same outcome because some people might want to flip that paper over and not have the gold.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Perfectly fine. We just learn from each other.
Okay. Put your piece of tape on there. Clip it off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And check the front.
Mm-hmm. Should be perfect.
Okay.
That's awesome. Okay, we're
Go ahead.
ready to go ahead and glue it down if we want to.
All right.
We do that the same, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Since we learned that from Mary.
All right.
That's so pretty, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Very Christmassy. Traditional Christmassy.
Let's see, this doesn't, I can't use your trick of
Oh, lining it up and
using
putting
the
it on the
edges.
table. No,
Yeah.
you can't do that this time.
So they
You
get
did good.
all right.
Nice and centered up. Okay.
Here's some mat.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do some stamping, or you want to do some?
Oh, yeah, we can do some stamping now. You want to do that next?
Okay.
And as you were working, I thought you could have even used the old olive card base. That would be pretty. I really like the way it helped the sentiment stand out since you're using the white backing and the white die cut, which,
With the white card base.
mm-hmm. But and this die cut is just really pretty. That's the one that in the catalog they've run the ribbon through.
Right.
And I accidentally cut about 10 extra of those. So no pressure stamping this time.
Looks
good.
good.
All right.
We don't have a Christmas.
We don't. What are we going to do?
I don't know what we're going to do.
So in your packet, your Christmas is going to be cut. But in class, here at the house, they're cutting their own Christmas. And did I give you those dies?
Yeah, getting the dies.
Okay.
Um,
So we're going to bring in the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And part of the reason we're using this is while we were prepping for class, we used it some. And it really reminded me that if you have this machine in your collection, so many of our dies fit through it. It's just an awesome little machine. So Dale's got our base platform, a cutting pad, the paper, and then the die. And so everybody in their packet has a little piece of cherry cobbler cardstock that they're going to be able to run through. Of course, like I said, yours is cut for you. Be sure to keep up with that tiny little dot for the eye.
that's yeah. Watch for it.
Watch for it, yes. And it's going to walk away, guaranteed. How many of those have we lost? So many.
How do you know that?
So many.
How do you know that it's going to walk away? And today we can't blame Oliver.
No.
Right there it
Oliver
is.
did not
You
eat
see
that little
that?
dot. I do see it. I like to find a little piece of white to put it on to try to keep it from, or go ahead and glue that down first on
Let's
our
try
white.
that.
Yeah. Will that work?
Yeah, it'll work. I'll put a little dot of glue right there.
Mm-hmm.
Let you take it away.
Oh, did I lose it?
No, it's still there. All right, got a little dot of glue.
Sorry, I got ahead of you.
I'm gonna
Ooh, I
use,
like what you're thinking. Use that putty end of take your pick tool.
mm-hmm,
Great.
and then put that on there. And then I'm gonna use the pointer end to put it into position. Okay.
And then you can let that dry for a minute. Then we don't have to worry about that little booger
Mm-hmm.
because it will walk away.
The other thing is the this die is not it's got these little pieces on it and it opens up when
I don't understand.
when we punch out this Christmas, it doesn't hold its shape real well.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
And because all of the pieces are not attached to one another, and so it's a little bit fussy
To try to glue it down.
to try to glue it down.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth the fuss.
It is.
And so
Yeah, so you're using your take your pick. In the dies, there's little holes that you can use your paper piercer very gently to coax it out of the die. Dale's grabbing a silicone craft sheet right quick because he's just going to very lightly touch some glue to some different parts. Not even really squeezing that glue, are you?
I'm trying not to.
Yeah. Now you can use some other techniques if you want to. Sometimes I'll put some glue on the silicone craft sheet and then I will just go ahead and kind of dip the die cut in there. You can use the adhesive sheets. You could also use a sponge dauber to help add some glue to it. Whatever works for you.
Okay. Now let me get this up here so y'all can see. I'm going to try to flip this over without sticking it to my fingers. And what I want to try to do is start with this.
What?
Start with the C down here.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I try to do is keep it a little bit elevated and
Drop it into place
drop it into
slowly.
place slowly. Crunch it a little bit and make sure that all my letters line up the way they're supposed to. And you got a chance with the liquid glue to move them just a tiny bit if you need to. And try to get it all lined up. All right.
And if you end up with a little bit of glue on top, let it dry. It dries clear. It is a little bit tacky. So one of the tips we learned from Cassandra a couple years ago was to take your embossing buddy once the glue is completely dry and just gently tap across the glue. When you brush off the excess powder, you can't feel that stickiness anymore.
I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on this guy
Okay.
and put 3 toward the middle.
We didn't lose our tree, did we?
No, he's
Oh,
over here.
okay.
Well, maybe just 2. Two will work. Okay. Now
What?
I'm going to offset that one just a little bit because this gold is I like the gold in the paper and I don't want to cover it all up because it's all on this one side. Okay.
Yeah, just get your tree positioning, whatever works.
Um,
I think you do need to let the paper really shine, literally.
okay.
So pretty.
Hopefully I got that centered up pretty good. And
Tree.
tree. Silicone crack sheet.
Okay.
I'm gonna try not to get glue all over everything.
I will tell you, Dale puts a little bit more glue in a few more places than what I do when I'm gluing something like this down. This is a strong adhesive. So you definitely want it tacked to your card, but you don't have to completely cover the back with glue. Not that you are, but you don't have to. It will stay adhered. This is kind of an over-the-top card, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot going on, but lots of details. Get this out of the way now. And we're ready to put our Christmas.
Now just bring in our Christmas
Mm-hmm.
and pop him on.
Oh, that turned out pretty, Dee. Do we want to put any embellishments?
I think so.
I think so too. We didn't do that, did we?
What color should we use?
Let's try gold. We
Okay.
didn't even do that on our original card. What were we thinking?
What do you want
I don't know. Up above the Mary, maybe. I don't know. That die cut is just so lovely. Whatever
them?
you think.
Big one up above the Mary?
Yeah, not matchy right in the center. What do you think?
Okay.
Kind of over to the side there a little bit.
Okay. About a medium one?
I think I would actually even put a couple over here.
Well, down here or over here?
Over there. That's what I would do. You do one and
Okay.
do what you think.
I'll take one of these small ones. If I can get it.
I've just determined that if there is a video camera rolling, that's the kind of thing that never wants to work. And you can't find your words. I'll put a couple on that one too. I like that. That just adds that little bit of extra. What is that word they use in New Orleans? What is the word for extra?
I'm gonna say it all wrong. Lanyap or uh,
Yeah, Tara always says.
a little something extra is what it means.
Yes. And my friend Janet Wakeland lives there now, and she always uses that. I think it is
Lanyap.
lawn. I can't say it. Okay. Look how pretty they are. I love this one. It's my fave. But we've got another fun fold, another fun card for you. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, Dee, you ready for something fancy?
What if I say no?
Too bad. You're still going to get fancy. So this, look at this stunner. And
What?
this little bow, remember the bow we talked about?
Mm-hmm.
That's your pull to go ahead and pull the card out of your beautiful envelope card. Now, this is not one that we designed an envelope for it to actually fit in and mail. This would be more something that you would maybe adhere a gift card to the back and then hand deliver that to someone. You can bring it to me.
Okay.
Okay.
What
All
kind,
right.
what kind of gift card do you like? Amazon?
Amazon, Mamazon, yes, whatever kind. I'm not gonna say Cato, I'll say Cato's. I'm not gonna say, I don't like that gift card. I'll take it. Okay, let us show you how to make this really cool project. So I have made an envelope type fold before. What are you doing?
I'm just picking up our template.
You can bring it on in if you want to. I'd made one before, but I did not have any kind of pattern. I didn't go on the internet to try to find anything. But I have an engineer husband. And so I said, Dee, I want to make an envelope card. And so we had just finished up with stamp class, I guess, last month. We had some grid paper that we hadn't put away. So he grabbed a piece of grid
Might have
paper.
had a stamping on it.
It might have. He grabbed a piece of grid paper and went to work on this. So do you have in measurements and everything on the other side?
Yes, I do.
So what we ended up with is a piece of designer series paper, and you might want to go ahead and pull the piece out, Dale, from the kit.
Okay.
A piece of designer series paper, and it is
Let me try.
6 inches to where they're alike.
Well, yeah, they're not. Okay.
It's 6 inches by 9.5.
So if we were to cover this up,
Mm-hmm.
you would see that this is exactly the same, and
And where we've cut away.
we scored this line down here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So when you're scoring, now this is done for you, but if you want to recreate it, you're going to score and figure out which part of your designer series paper you want to be the top and which you want to be the bottom. That's the first step. And then at the bottom, you're going to score all the way across the long side at 1/2 inch.
Okay.
Then you're going to score
3 3/4 from one side
and
and 1 1/4
from the other side. Okay. Okay. That's all you do.
All right.
So you're going to get 2 pieces out of every 12 by 12 DSP. What is that?
Dimensional bag.
Oh. That is not invited to the party.
There's a Stampin' Up demonstrator around here. Stampin' Up products. You're going to have dimensional bags.
That is true. So let's go ahead and burnish. You want to do that part?
Sure.
You were grabbing a scissors and you don't want to do that just yet, buddy.
No, I don't. So I'm going to do
Go ahead and let's burnish first.
Okay.
And then I can't wait to see what Dale does as far as where he cuts and stuff, because again, we do things differently. So be gentle with your DSP when you're scoring and when you're burnishing. I will tell you, with the foiling on this, it does give it a little bit more strength. I did use the Simply Scoreboard, and I used, which stylus did I use? The larger or smaller tip? I would
normally
use
the larger tip
for DSP, the smaller
the
tip.
small one cuts generally for me.
Yes.
Because I have a heavy hand.
Yeah, you have to be careful. Okay, so now he has everything burnished, and he's going to come in and cut away to the score line each of those small pieces at the bottom. You want to leave the center one because that's what helps make your envelope actually create it.
Okay.
And you're right on score line, D.
Try to be.
And he's using his snips. I actually put mine back in the trimmer.
That's a good idea.
And that's how I cut it. Because I kind of struggle with seeing those score lines and staying on the score line. So that just works for me.
I should get quiet.
You do.
Enjoy the quiet.
And as he's cutting, this is one of those cases where it doesn't hurt if you kind of cut slightly above the score line, like on the on the right side of the, or on the other side of the score line, because the bottom is going to be covered by that little flap moving up. So what I did, Dale, I think you can probably see on the back of here, is I cut those at an angle.
Okay.
Okay. And
you left them on the outside?
I did. That's not how you would do it.
That's not how I was going to do it.
How were you going to do it?
What I was going to do was we'll cut some of that. We'll cut an angle. That'll keep some of the bulk out of it.
That's why I said it's okay if you went to the
top side of the line. I got you.
And I just eyeballed it, trimmed them a little bit at an angle, took a little bit of that bulk out. It does help it close up better. So you would leave that on the inside, really.
Yeah. What I was going to do right now is put some.
Let me tell you though, what I fear is going to happen when you do that is when you go to put your card
in there,
it's going to, yes, it
is.
Very
well could. Yeah. All right. Okay. You're right.
In my head, this is how I saw it.
Okay. Well, then
when I got an engineering consult. And we are using tear and tape to put this together.
Okay.
And I just put some across the bottom And then when this folds, it's going to go like this.
Okay.
You okay with that?
Yeah. Well, all right. I was going to put a little piece of tearing tape
Mm-hmm.
all the way across the bottom.
Mm-hmm. So you want a nice strong adhesive.
I'll get out here and I'm going to hold on to that to try to make sure it don't tear the paper. You put some on.
I only put some on this outside edge. That's all I did.
Okay.
And I did go all the way top to bottom. And then if you have the bone folder,
Yep.
if you use your bone folder and really burnish over that tear and tape, then when you use your take your pick tool to remove the backing paper, you're gonna be so glad you took the time to burnish.
Okay.
See how easy that is?
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is one of the things, not having long fingernails, you struggle with in the past, huh?
Oh yeah. So we're going to lay this side over.
Uh-huh.
We're going to bring this one over.
Mm-hmm. Not super, super tight because we've got our card to put in there, but
Okay.
like I didn't pull it over, I just folded it over.
Okay. And
And then
then,
folded the bottom up. That's so funny. That is not at all how I would do it. But I am afraid that that would catch, wouldn't it?
it could. It really could.
What I'm thinking of is like a seed packet. That's kind of what I thought of in my head with the top cut off, and
Uh-huh.
usually aren't they on the outside?
Yes.
Okay. So
But,
anyway,
yeah.
look how pretty that is. And it is so simple to make. Now, these are really fun because, again, any kind of DSP that you have, it works. All right, let's work on our card next. So we've got a piece of basic white cardstock, and it is 5.5 by 4.25. But I did go ahead and put it back in the trimmer and cut about a 1/16 of an inch off the top. We don't have the trimmer out, do we? So when I do that, I know I've shown you this before, but I just put that cardstock in and just run it over until I cannot see the cutting mat anymore.
A little bit more. A little bit more.
But I've
Already,
already
trimmed.
trimmed all of these.
Okay.
I do believe we can slide it in the envelope and make sure. I just want to make sure that the piece of cardstock is flush with the top of the envelope.
Okay.
You don't want it going in too far, but I don't want it sticking out.
Okay. Yeah.
We
Now
good?
it goes all the way down in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Oops.
Good deal. All right.
But it is flush with it.
Yeah. Well, it's just a little below flush.
Okay,
So it's
perfect.
going to be perfect.
Okay,
And so you put one on the left-hand side?
I did. I just had some strips of designer series paper left and thought that would be a fun addition. If you need more room to write, you don't have to put that on there. Now you can, I think we said
Don't.
no, you don't. You can use our glue dots. A lot of times that's what I will use to add a gift card on the back of something like this. They're great because you can still get the gift card off easily.
Okay. Tapped it down.
Good.
Tiny bit long.
Okay, go ahead and trim it off. That was done on purpose.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
nothing worse to me than having it too short. You're like, darn. And especially on this one, I don't want to cut any more off of this piece of cardstock. I want it to be where it is so that my pull works just right.
Okay.
Okay.
So shall we put the pull on?
We can. So there is, what is that? Country
Corners, I believe it is.
Corners.
Yeah.
It carried over into the annual catalog.
The dies,
Countryside, yes.
countryside
The
corners.
stamp set retired, but we kept the dies. And so that is where this little piece came from that I cut from gold foil sheets.
Okay,
And again, it's just a little accent. So we cut that and then we scored it in half.
okay,
So think about if you have a punch or some type of die, even a banner die would have worked for this. And then I just scored them in half.
okay.
Okay. So when you're positioning this, we haven't made our bow yet. We may want to wait. Or do you think you've got it
I
as
think I
far as
got this.
positioning of the bow?
No, maybe not.
So I wanted to make sure that my bow came pretty much right to the edge.
Okay.
I
All
say
right.
let's make our bow and then we'll add it on there. I'm probably overthinking it, but
Well, but yes, you are probably overthinking it, but you're also making sure that you get the positioning that you want,
yes.
and that's worth it.
Okay.
Because you don't want to try this 2, 3 times.
Well, if you don't have the supplies to try it 2 or 3 times, I want them to be successful. So how many pieces do you have for this little bow?
You have 4 pieces.
Okay.
Let's get them up here so that in the middle. I'm gonna put them on top of this
Why don't we put them on the back of,
right here.
yeah, there you go, to where they can really see the different components to
Okay.
the bow. This is a little bit futzy, but this is one of those things that once I figured out how to do it, they're so cute.
Okay.
And you're going to need glue dots to put this thing together, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have some?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
And we need our bone folder.
Okay. Right here.
Okay. You remember how to do this?
Um,
It's been a little while. Are you going to curl them?
I can.
We did the last time.
Okay.
Kind of use the bone folder to break the fibers down a little bit.
I'm gonna pitch it in the middle, and then mash them down. Okay. Is that not how you did it?
Yeah, I think so.
Grab a hold of him. Try to get the ends together, lined up. Come on now. Play nicely.
You just have to take your time. It's so worth it. These are so cute.
Okay. All right. Then blue dots.
Mm-hmm. You want to try to work on the back of that? Can they see that okay, you think?
Yeah, I think they can.
Okay.
Then we'll put a glue dot on the back of it. Put them on in the center. I'm gonna take the next one. Put one on his back.
It's a boy bow.
Mm-hmm. Put that in there. Now we'll put another one. See if I can do this. Put one on there. Pull it over.
You're
Catch it
building
down.
a bow. It's dark.
Another one of these. Put it on here. And then take the little knot piece that goes on the top. And this time
Told you you needed glue dots, huh?
this time I want to stick him to the paper
Mm-hmm.
and then peel him off and put him on top.
Goodness, it's so cute. So cute.
Okay,
And then this is where you want to kind of curl the tails a little bit, remember?
all right. Let's get a bone folder and curl the tail a little bit.
One thing it does makes it look super cute. The other thing it does is it gets the tails up out of the way so that when you slide it down into the envelope, they stay on the outside.
Now I'm gonna grab one of these glue dots off of here, put it on the back, put this very near the top. Okay. Glue on both sides of the,
I do one side at a time.
okay,
I actually just put a little glue on the back.
okay.
You've already folded it in.
Mhm.
That's what I do because it helps you not to have glue on your fingers. If I do both sides, I'm going to have glue everywhere. So I just do one side. I get it where I want it,
Okay,
give it time to dry,
okay,
and then just lift that flap up, put a tiny bit of glue at the end of the flap, and press it down, and you're perfectly placed. And now our bow is exactly where we want it. What's really awesome is with those glue dots that you used, as you put the pressure with your fingers to grip it and pull it out of the envelope, you're really kind of reinforcing that bow. It's letting that adhesive really attach.
okay.
So now we're going to slip that down in there. We haven't stamped yet though. Oh, it's perfect. Isn't it so cute?
That's cute.
That is adorable. I love using the bow as the pull for the card. So we do need to stamp yet. Do we have our
Fishing mat.
stamp over
We
there?
got our stamp. I got my stamp.
Stamp. And we need our cherry cobbler ink again.
I got that right here.
And I love the sentiment. This is a really sweet sentiment.
Okay. And then
Stamping silence.
ah!
Gotta concentrate
Mhm.
when you're stamping.
Especially once you've already made everything.
Yes, it's true. We should have stamped to begin with, right?
Because we run out of sides if you don't stamp to begin with. You know
Well,
what I
we
mean?
ran out of sides because we gotta get this right. We just have to get another piece of paper. That's okay too, though. Okay, slide that down in the envelope, if you will, Dee, and then we're gonna grab that beautiful gold twisted thread,
Okay. All right.
and I just wrapped it around.
Couple times.
Yeah, I just put the tail over on this side. Left myself enough room that I knew I could tie that knot. Just wrapped it around. Oop.
Okay.
You got it?
All right. Wrap it around. Couple of times.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Okay.
And then 2 or 3 times, whatever you like. Then I just tied a quick knot.
Okay.
And I brought the knot over on the other side, just kind of balance it out a little bit.
Oh, okay. I can hold on to it.
I know that is a little bit, can I?
What I was trying to do is get that up in the air. Oh, it's painful watching me tie a bow or a knot.
A
Or
knot?
can you hold that right there?
Mm-hmm. I sure can.
Got that?
I do.
Hold down on it. There you go. like having another finger in it. What I needed was 6 fingers.
Okay, you're silly. And that's our little finishing touch.
Pull this up so that they're even.
Mm-hmm. And would I be opposed to adding embellishments? No. You could certainly add embellishments if you wanted to. I don't guess we will, but so that would be a really nice little gift for someone if you had someone that's been really, really good on your list, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, let me see, Dee, if I can get all of the cards from back here that we've done. I'm not sure where we put that first one. Do you see it? I usually like to bring the cards in from the class just to show you everything all together. Such a beautiful suite of products.
How about
That'll work. Such a beautiful suite of products. Okay, let us know if you have any questions. Again, we hope we inspired you. We appreciate you being here, and we will be back in January with our next stamp class, and there will be a new mini catalog that launches the first part of January too from Stampin' Up. So super, super excited about that. And what do you think? Anything else? Just love to have
yeah,
them stamping with us. Y'all stay
absolutely.
crafty.
Stay crafty and
Yes, enjoy the holiday season, and whenever you can, um, make your holidays handmade. That's what we say.
absolutely.
It just adds that special touch to your gifts and to your cards. Okay, guys, we'll talk to you soon.